How many of you were here at this conference last year? Here? Yes. And how did you feel last year versus how you feel now? That about sums it up. What a difference 1 year makes. It's been fantastic. But what I want to share with you today before we get to my awesome panel here is the 3 types of mining stocks that are getting rewarded right now. And I've explained why it's these 3 and not necessarily an all boats rise environment and where we want to focus as investors. So it's a brave new world. From 1 year till now, I'm sure many of you, if you've been invested in the sector, how many of you are benefiting and being rewarded by gold mining stocks right now, or I should say mining stocks? Look at all the hands. That's awesome. You must all be Irish because all your stocks are Dublin. So I'm sorry, that's bad, but I couldn't resist. This is the time to do that kind of joke, right? We're going to talk about what a gold bull market looks like, why M&A is picking up, the bifurcation among mining stocks, why it's happening, and the 3 types of stocks that are getting rewarded right now. And all the companies on my panel meet one or more of these criteria. So there you go. This is the gold bull market since it started last year on leap year day of 2024. And you can see what gold is up 81%. This is updated as of last Friday. It's up even higher now. GDX up 180% in 18 months. GDXJ is almost tripled in 18 months. So when you look at that chart, what does it tell you? It confirms or validates that we have a validated bull market right now because GDXJ is outperforming GDX and GDX is outperforming gold. That's exactly what we want to see. So we're right smack dab in the middle of a bull market, as we probably already know. Okay, before I show you the next slide, what is the top performing asset class around the world year to date here in 2025? Okay, I'm going to give you 3 choices. You can vote for one, all right? Gold, Bitcoin, or NASDAQ with all the AI stuff going on. Okay, you can vote for one. Best performing asset class year to date is gold. How many of you think it's gold? All right, ooh, look at all the hands. How many of you think it's Bitcoin? I don't see any hands. How many of you think it's the NASDAQ? Nobody, or a couple. Ladies and gentlemen, you're all wrong. The best performing asset class year to date, look at that. It's not even close. It's gold stocks. GDX, as measured by GDX. GDX has outperformed all comers around the world. And by the way, look at the top 4. Look at the top 4 asset classes. Gold stocks, platinum, silver, gold, they're all in the precious metals sector. So our sector is really humming. They're outperforming all major stock indexes around the world. Bitcoin, commodities, real estate, and you can see the dollar and oil there at the bottom. Okay, I want to talk about M&A for a specific reason, and I think it's picking up, and I think it's going to continue and even increase. This is going to be a hot market for M&A. Now, I think everyone in this audience knows that majors need ounces, right? And yet discoveries are not really happening. Look at the average there on the left, the green line. We had 13.5 discoveries annually through that time period. But look at it now, the orange line. We're only making 6.5 discoveries per year in our sector. That's obviously not enough. But what does that do? What does that do for the companies that are making discoveries or advancing big resources? It makes them a lot more attractive because there's fewer to go around, right? There's 2 reasons, in my opinion, M&A, and there's a reason I'm bringing all this up, why M&A is going to continue and even increase. First of all, producers are just printing money right now. And again, I think most of you in this audience know, but there's our top 6 producers, and I'm comparing earnings and cash flow from Q2 of last year to Q2 of this year. Look at the first blue column there. That's the percent growth in earnings from the top 6 gold producers in our industry. Now, there's been some M&A among some of those that would, account for some of that. But the biggest reason is the gold price. That's why producers are so profitable right now. Look at the last column, the percent change. That is free cash flow year over year among the top gold producers in our industry. It's tremendous. The second reason is because they have low or no debt right now. This is net debt, which is debt over EBITDA. I have it wrong there. But you can see if you look over at 2025, 2026, it's projected that as a group, the producers in our industry are going to have low to no debt. So what do you have? You have low debt and big cash flow, and you need ounces. What's the solution? You're going to go out and buy stuff. Producers at this point in time, in my opinion, are more likely to buy than build. And that makes all of the companies that we all love much more attractive. Look at the third bullet point there. According to Ernst & Young, 54% of all mining executives are looking to acquire assets. More than half are saying right now they want to acquire assets. It's going to pick up. And where do most M&A targets come from? The junior market. The companies that make a discovery, advance a big deposit. Okay, so when I was preparing my talk, I noticed, look at my own portfolio, and I see lots of stocks in the green, right? But there was also some stocks that are lagging, that they're just not responding to the bull market. So I'm leaving names off, but this is part of my portfolio. There's a lot more green ones than red ones. But you see there's some red ones that they can't get off the floor. And yet there are some green ones, the green bars, companies that are just literally skyrocketing, right? You can see the gains there. So what's going on? Why are some stocks moving so well and other stocks, they're still falling flat on their face? What's going on? There are three types of stocks. When I look at all the ones that are there making big gains this year, they fall into one of three categories. First is discovery, companies that make a discovery. The second is new production. I'm going to go into that. And the third type is, I'm going to see if you can guess what the third type is, all right? So the first type of stock being rewarded right now is discovery. If you make a discovery, you are going to get rewarded. Even in a bear market, you would get rewarded, but especially in a bull market. So the first two bars there on the left are copper discoveries. The next gold ones are gold. The last four there are silver ones. These are all in our letters, Peter and I. And you can see the kind of gains there. The minimum was more than a double. You have triples, and you have three that went up over 500% based on a discovery. Now, not all companies that are looking for a discovery actually make one. We all know this, right? So how do you improve your odds of investing in a company that has a good chance of making a discovery? Well, first of all, you play the game Battleship. How many of you have the book Paydirt? I talk about Battleship in the book. How many of you remember the board game Battleship? Do you remember that game? Yeah, thank you for dating yourself there. That's good. Anyway, you have a board between you and your opponent. You're sticking pins in to try to sink their battleship, and then all of a sudden you have a hit, right? Now you know where that battleship approximately is located, up, down, right, or left, right? And so you're trying to find it. Same thing with a brownfields deposit. The best place to find gold is where gold has been found before. New areas tested by modern techniques. I love this. A company's been mining somewhere for 100 years, but it's never been drilled. Okay, there's good prospects there. A team that's made discoveries before, you want to focus on that. A big increase in a drill budget, and that's easy to see this year, but a company that was drilling, had $1 million last year and now has $5 million or $10 million this year to drill, it doesn't mean they're right, but it does mean it puts the odds in our favor that they think something is there. That's what we're looking for. And of course, we want something that's got the potential to be big. Number two, the second type of stock getting rewarded right now is new producers. This is the stock performance as production is neared. The green ones on the left there are the gains of the stocks 1 year before they began production to current, as of like a week or two ago. The gold ones are ones that declared a construction decision but aren't in production yet. They're gearing up for it. Now, Erdene, they're actually just went into production, so they should be a green bar. But you can see the kinds of gains there that we can have just by a company gearing up for new production. Now, I'm not talking, you notice I said new producers, not new production. Lots of companies out there will add a new mine or increase their, production or something. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a company that's coming online for the very first time. It's new production, new producers. That's what we're looking for. Okay? Where's my, okay, I think my third slide is next. So, can you tell me, what is the third type of stock that's getting rewarded right now? What kind of mining junior stock is getting rewarded right now? Does anybody want to take a quick guess? What is it? Oh, jurisdiction. We always want to have good jurisdiction, but that's a good point. The third type of stock getting rewarded right now is new names. Believe it or not, it's new companies coming online that are new for the first time, or they have are under new management or something like that. That's a qualification of some of the stocks that I've seen a big rise in. So both Rob McEwen and David Garofalo, both mining magnates in our sector, both have said the smaller, newer names offer the highest potential returns. And these are guys that would know, right? So part of our portfolio needs to focus on newer companies. Now, just because they're new doesn't mean they're a good stock pick, right? You still need to go through all your screening and all that. But if you find a really strong new name, that could be a good pick, and history shows that kind of stock can rise quite a lot. Okay, all the companies on my panel fall into one of those three categories, and here it is. They all meet this three types criteria. How many of you, so first, A2 Gold, how many of you, honestly, heard of A2 Gold before this conference? I love it. Nobody knows about it. Because as more people know about it, more demand for the stock, right? Astra Exploration already made a discovery, building on a discovery. Dryden Gold, building on a discovery. First Nordic Metals, building on a discovery. Getchell Gold, how many of you heard of Getchell Gold before I wrote it up in Paydirt Prospector? How many of you knew of this company? Okay, maybe a few. New name, love it. Kosa Resources, uranium, looking for a discovery. So all 6 of these companies fall into one of these categories. They're very good candidates, in my opinion, and it's part of the reason I invited them. Okay, so tomorrow, I'm almost out of time, so tomorrow I'm going to have another presentation with 5 more companies, but I'm going to talk about the question that some people have been asking. Is the bull market peaking? It's run so hot, Jeff. Is it maybe peaking and over? I'm going to address that. I have some charts you really want to see. I have one chart in particular I really want you to see. It's comparing the past bull markets to the current one. So that's tomorrow at 11:20 a.m. I hope I have the right time there. So I hope to see you come tomorrow. We are doing really well in our portfolio in Paydirt Prospector. We have the 2 free letters. We have the 2 paid letters. That's the book on the right. I have some copies here. Jen, wave your hand. Jen, that's our awesome admin person. She'll be manning the booth, womaning the booth. I don't know what that would be called, but she'll be there. And if you want me to sign it, I'm told that'll add like 5 cents in value to the book. So I'll be around if you want to do that. And a quick public service announcement. Peter and I've staffed it. We are going to have to raise prices here. We're growing very fast. We've had to hire a lot of help, and so we are going to be raising prices. If you subscribe now, And I can't tell you the exact date we're going to raise prices on our 2 letters. But if you subscribe now, you'll be grandfathered in. You'll keep that price, that subscription price, for the length of your subscription, however long you happen to own it. So I hope to see some of you join us. And let's get on with our panel. So thanks, everyone. Hope that was useful.